those who are obviously tuning in, obviously those later, I was talking to some people the other day about, there's been a lot of mainstream media still going on about the zoo and Horn thing. I just want to make it clear to everyone that what Jason's actually doing is probably the biggest thing that anyone's done in Australian boxing, probably since Horn fought Crawford. He's fighting probably the Canelo Alvarez of his division, this guy. This guy is the monster, 19-0. He is a very hard-hitting boy, 16 knockouts. He's probably got the best left hand, I reckon, in super bantam, and nearly even, working up to lightweight. Hasn't he, Jace? That's how, for those, who is this guy? Inoue is an absolute freak. What he did to Rodriguez was amazing. So,
it was.
The biggest thing in Australian boxing right now, don't worry about everyone else, it's Jason Moloney fighting this guy. You know what I mean? That's nothing against Tim Tszyu and other guys out there that are doing great things for the sport. But, no, Tim Tszyu's not yet. And he will hop in with a guy, but who you're hopping in with is next level, mate, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%. He's, he's the number one bantamweight, but in most people have him rated sort of top 3, at least top 5 pound for pound fighter in the world. And yeah, probably one of the most devastating punches in the sport at the moment. So I've obviously got to be on and take him very seriously and fight the right fight. But we're not just taking the fight; we're getting in there because we believe we can beat him. And this is a big opportunity. And yeah, just can't wait to get in there and show everyone what I can do.
So talk us through, how did that, you spoke about the sanction with WBO. Was it a phone call from Bob to Tony on how the Inoue fight started? How did that sort of, because when I heard about it, I was like, wow, shit, they pulled off. Inoue was going to maybe go with someone else, wasn't he? He was going to go with Casemiro. He was going to fight someone else, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, Inoue was originally scheduled to fight Casemiro.
That's right.
Way back in April in a unification fight. Inoue's obviously got 3 of the belts, and Casemiro holds the WBO world title. So he's trying to clean up the division and hold all the belts. And Casemiro was originally obviously scheduled to fight him in April, but that fight was postponed with the coronavirus. And they offered him a secondary offer, a slightly reduced purse, because obviously there's no crowds allowed in the fights at the moment, so the revenue's lower, everything like that. And Casemiro's team wouldn't accept the secondary offer. So that opened the door for us, and we were in, beginning talks with Casemiro, but then obviously Inoue became available, and Top Rank reached out to us to see if we were interested in the fight. And they were going to put forward, I guess, a short list of opponents to Inoue's team and see who they wanted to fight. And yeah, we jumped at it, mate. I've wanted this fight for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, definitely, mate. I want to be the best, and the only way to do that is to beat the best. And Inoue's the number one bantamweight in the world, and he holds three of the belts, and he's exactly in. Yeah, we're fighting for the IBF, the WBA, and the Ring Magazine title. So he's where I want to be. So of course, the only way for me to get to where I want to be is to beat him. And I've wanted to fight for a long time. I want to test myself against the best, and I want to achieve something special in this sport. I don't just want to, choose the easy route. I want to take on the best. And Top Rank asked if we were interested, and we said absolutely. Put our hand right up there, and Tony Tolge did his work and negotiated with Top Rank, and before we knew it, signed, sealed, and delivered, and we're over there, with the biggest, most life-changing opportunity I'll ever get.
No worries. Mate, talk us through a little bit about, obviously a couple of years ago, you had that very, very close loss to Rodriguez. After that, I just think you've become, I'm not saying that you had to have a loss to get even better, but you've become a lot more better. You're a lot more powerful. Your punches are a lot more stronger, straight down the center line. You've had 4 knockouts since Rodriguez. So your career's gone leaps and bounds. Looking back on it now, mate, do you reckon that was not a good thing to happen, but you learn a lot from it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I reckon that was a blessing in disguise. And like you said, no one wants to take a loss, but unfortunately, sometimes it maybe takes a loss to really get you to reevaluate where you are and where you want to be. That loss hurt big time, but it's not as if I was, taking it easy or wasn't training hard or didn't want it, but I just think that that loss really woke me up and made me realize
Yeah.
how brutal the sport is. Like that loss set me back 2 years. Went from fighting, a headline show in America and, doing quite well and progressing in my career and fighting for a world title and being where I wanted to be, to losing that fight and being straight back to the local bowls club, and that's not where I want to be. So it made me sort of really realize where I want to be. I'm not getting any younger. I'm 29. I need to win these fights. I need to be in the gym all year round. I need to be improving as much as I possibly can. And I do absolutely everything right now. Leave no stone unturned. Make sure I'm doing everything right. And I'm just obsessed with getting better and better. And I feel like, as you said, I've improved heaps since that Rodriguez fight. And, if I had to beat
turned into a little bit of an animal.
Yeah,
That last fight, that was a different Jason Moloney.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Looking in, I was just like, he's going to try. He's trying to take this guy's head off.
I am. Exactly. Yeah, I was trying to take his head off, and I'll be trying to take Inoue's head off too. Don't you worry. And like if I had to beat Rodriguez in 2018, then I would have progressed in the Super Series and fought Inoue then. And I don't know, maybe it's all worked out for a reason. Maybe I wasn't ready for Inoue 2 years ago, but I feel like I'm ready for him now. And it's all worked out, for a reason. And here I am now, 2 years later, a much, much better fighter, fighting Inoue with a much better chance of winning the fight. And I know if I fight at my best that I'm a red-hot chance, so I can't wait.
Mate, what will you do different? Obviously, the weather will be different this time around. For those who don't know, obviously, last time it was brutal. You and Andrew, Tony, and numerous times in Mikey's pool and trying to get a bit out of the sun. But what will you do different this time? Was there anything that you probably could have done better the last camp, or that you might change, or just you'll keep it exactly the same?
No, it was pretty good, mate, to be honest. Not too much will change this time around. We had a really, really great camp out there last time, and we'll get different sparring this time. So Tony's working on that at the minute, just to get really, really quality sparring that is obviously similar to Inoue's style. But mate, we had a great camp out there last time. Top Rank looked after us really, really well. The house they put us up in, and the gym, they made sure we had absolutely everything we needed. They supplied us with good sparring options and things like that. Like, everything went really, really well. So I think it's important for us to stick to a bit of normality, even though this is such a massive occasion and I want to win so bad. You don't want to go changing too much. You don't want to go working, 50% harder, because the only thing you can do there is damage yourself and overcook yourself, I think. So I always enter the ring in fantastic shape, ready to go the full 12 rounds, flat knacker. So I don't want to do too much different. I'll just go in there, take this as another fight. It is the biggest opportunity in my life, but don't want to change too much.
No worries then, mate. Just a quick one. It's funny too. It's 52 years this year since Lionel Rose beat Harada, another Japanese bantamweight. Do you sort of think about that? Because in your division, for those who don't know, we've had Lionel Rose, yourself, your brother at times, but Jeff Fennick. There's a bit of history to it in the Australian boxing fraternity in this division, isn't there?
Yeah, I know, it's amazing, mate. I've been asked about the Lionel Rose, Lionel Rose fight, and quite a few times, and just the amount of similarities, I guess, because he went over there, no one really giving him a chance to win that fight either, and Inoue, people are calling him, I guess, the second coming to Harada. They're talking about Inoue as if he's, maybe Japan's best fighter ever. Comparing him, I guess, to fighting Harada, and there's just so many similarities. The same weight division and everything, and so much history, which just awesome. It just makes it even more special. And if I can go over there and do exactly what he did, what a story that'll be.
Yeah, no worries, mate. All right, mate. Well, thank you so much, and we'll probably catch up with you and probably podcasts and interviews and that when you're over there. But 29th of September, yourself and Andrew obviously head back over to the bubble. What's the word? Tony might be able to share these online. What has changed since last time? Is there any word that it's changed a little bit, or is it still the same?
In terms of the bubble and the venue and everything like that? I think it's still the same. I watched the fight night on the weekend, which was in the bubble again. And it looks like not much has changed. So we'll wait and see. I know they are hoping to slowly start bringing in some smaller crowds, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I think we'll go pretty much expecting the same again.
No worries, then, mate. And back on ESPN +1. So obviously, for those who don't know, that we'll probably have it on Fox Sports, I reckon, again in Australia on November the 1st, isn't it, for our time? So
the first tier. So fingers crossed. I really hope Fox get behind it again. Obviously, I want all of Australia behind me watching the fight and cheering me on. That's what makes it so special to have everyone supporting me and cheering me on and wishing me well. So hopefully they'll get behind it.
But you won't be away for Georgia and the daughters and Andrew and his part. You won't be away as long this time, will you?
Well, we don't know.
No, really? You said this last time. Oh, I don't know, Nick. We might, it just kept rolling on.
Yeah, I know. We're trying to work out when Andrew's fight's going to be, so it's a bit open-ended again at the moment. If Andrew's fight's close enough to mine, which we're hoping it will be, I'll hang around for that, and then obviously have to come home and do the quarantine again. So we're looking at another 8 or 9 weeks again. But as we touched on earlier, the sacrifices you got to make, and it'll bloody well be worth it if I beat Inoue. I know that.
Yeah, I did that quarantine when I got back from Florida in March, and you think when you're going that flight from LA back to Brisbane or Sydney, you're still thinking, it'll be okay. But after 3 days, I did it at home. I didn't do it in a hotel. You literally do go mad, don't you?
Yeah, mate, it's shocking. It's shocking.
You get sick of social media, you get sick of YouTube. You think,
I'm as I said, I'm no good at sitting down. I don't really get into watching Netflix or TV all that much. And you get on the plane and you're like, oh, I'm going home. It feels great. And then that 2 weeks stretch of not seeing your family, it felt like 2 months, I tell you.
No worries then, mate. All right, mate, you want to give a quick shout out to any of your sponsors or anyone, mate, and then we'll wrap it up?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to these guys. Forest One, PPTEU, Wingman Beer, Pain Away Australia. Look, I've got a lot of guys that are getting behind me. Very, very grateful for everyone's support and the Australian public, or everyone that's messaged me and reached out to me since the fight's been announced. I really appreciate all your support, and I hope to do you all proud on the 31st.
No worries then, mate. All right. Well, best of luck October 31st or November the 1st. Probably live on Fox Sports Australia and ESPN +1. Jason Moloney taking on Naoya Inoue in an absolute. It's going to be on this one. And Jace, we're all behind you, mate. And don't worry, it's the biggest fight in Australia since Crawford and all. And so all the best, mate. And we'll talk soon.
Yep, legend, mate. Appreciate it. And we'll chat soon, mate.
Thanks for coming on, mate. Take care.
My pleasure. Thank you, mate.